this video we're going to be using the definition of an ellipse to try and derive its formula. The definition of an ellipse is that it is a closed plane curve generated by a point moving in such way that the sum of the distances from two fixed points is a constant. Those two fixed points are going to be called focuses. To start working on the formula, let's imagine our ellipse is centered in the 0. Let's say it has one focus point in the -c0 and the other one in the c0. And let's call these points f1 and f2. Now let's grab a point P in the ellipse with coordinates x and y. P is at green distance from f1 and pink distance from f2. And we know that these distances, the sum of these distances is constant. So the distance from P to f1 plus the distance from P to f2 is constant, and we're going to call this constant 2a. Now, using the definition of distance between two points, we can calculate these distances. The first one will be the square root of x minus c squared plus y minus 0 squared, and the square root of all this, plus the second distance is going to be x minus c squared plus y minus 0 squared, and this is all equal to 2 times a. Now what we're going to do is square both terms. So this first square is going to be the square of the first one, that is x plus c squared, minus and minus form the plus y minus 0 is y squared, all this squared, plus the square root of the second term, x minus c squared plus y squared, the square root of all this squared, plus 2 times the multiplication of both terms. And this all equals to 2a squared is 4a squared. Now the square root and the square cancel out, the same here, and so we get x plus c squared plus y squared plus x minus c squared plus y squared plus 2 times, and I can put all this in only one square root, and it's going to be x plus c squared plus y squared, all this multiplied by x minus c squared plus y squared, and the square root of all this, and it's all equal to 4a squared. And now we can work on these two terms. The first one is x squared plus 2xc plus c squared, and this y squared and this one sum up, so 2y squared, plus the second one is x squared minus 2xc plus c squared. And this is plus 2 times the square root of two terms. We're not going to work on them yet, so just leave them written as they are. And this all equals to 4a squared. Now we sum up the terms that are same, so we have x squared and x squared, 2xc and minus 2xc cancel out, and c squared and c squared. So this leaves us with 2x squared plus 2c squared plus 2y squared plus 2 times the square root equals 4a squared. And now we divide both terms by 2. And so we get x squared plus c squared plus y squared plus the square root equal to 2a squared. And now we're gonna isolate the square root. So we're gonna have that 2a squared minus x squared minus c squared minus y squared is equal to the square root of this product. And now we'll square each term again. So the square root is going to cancel. And before operating here, I'm gonna write it differently. I'm gonna leave it as two a squared minus c squared minus x squared plus y squared. And this is going to be equal to what we had inside the square root is this one. So we're gonna have x plus c squared plus y squared times x minus c squared plus y squared. And now we're gonna work on this side of the equation. And so we get 2a squared minus c squared minus 2 times the first term multiplied by the second one plus x squared plus y squared squared. And this will all equal to the multiplication of these two terms. Now we're gonna work on this expression. This expression can be written as 2a squared squared is 4a to the power 4 minus 2 times 2a squared c squared plus c to the power 4. And we leave the two other terms as they are. And this equals 2. And here I'm gonna work on this expression and then on this other expression. So I'm gonna write this as x squared plus 2xc plus c squared. And this is plus y squared multiplied by x squared minus 2xc plus c squared plus y squared. And notice that we have this x squared and this y squared and this one and this one, so we're gonna rearrange these two terms to look differently. So we'll have 4a to the power 4 minus 2 times 2 is 4a squared c squared plus c to the power 4 minus 2 times 2a squared minus c squared times x squared plus y squared plus x squared plus y squared squared. And this will equal to x squared plus y squared plus 2xc plus c squared multiplied by x squared plus y squared minus 2xc plus c squared. And now we're gonna be working on this multiplication. So again we write the same we had, and we're gonna also work on this multiplication. And now we move on to this multiplication. We have x squared and y squared multiplied by itself. And now x squared plus y squared multiplied by minus 2xe multiplied by c squared. Now 2xe multiplied by all the terms here and finally c squared multiplied by the three terms. Now let's see which terms can cancel out. We have c to the power 4 here and here, 2x c to the 3 and minus 2x c to the 3. We have x squared and y plus y squared squared, and here the same. And we have minus 2xc multiplied by x squared y squared, and the same here. We also have these two terms that are equal, so they're gonna add up to 2, and we get 4a to the power 4 minus 4a squared c squared. Now for these terms I'm gonna calculate this multiplication, and we get minus 4a squared multiplied by x squared plus y squared plus 2c squared times x squared plus y squared, and this equals 2 times c squared times x squared plus y squared minus 4x squared c squared. Here we can see two other terms that will cancel out, and here we find that this term and this one do not depend on either x or y, and this term and this one do. So I'm gonna leave on one side those that do depend on x and y, on the other side those that are just constants. So here we're gonna have minus 4a squared times x squared plus y squared, and this one to plus 4x squared c, and this will be equal to minus 4a to the power 4 plus 4a squared c squared. I'm gonna work now on this multiplication, so this will be minus 4a squared x squared minus 4a squared y squared, and the rest. Now I'm gonna take as common factor x squared, so this will give us 4 minus a squared plus c squared times x squared minus 4a squared y squared equals to minus 4a to the power 4 plus 4a squared c squared. Now I'm going to multiply everything by minus 1. And this will give us 4 times a squared minus c squared times x squared plus 4a squared y squared equal to 4a to the power 4 minus 4a squared c squared. Now we can divide everything by 4. And so we get a squared minus c squared times x squared plus a squared y squared equals to a to the power 4 minus a squared c squared. And now we're gonna work a bit on the right hand side of the equation. If we take common factor a squared, we get a squared minus c squared. So now we're gonna create a new variable b, and it's gonna be b squared equal to a squared minus c squared. And so, using this definition for b, we get b squared here times x squared plus x squared y squared equal to a squared times b squared. And now if we divide everything by a squared b squared on both sides, we get x squared divided by a squared plus y squared divided by b squared equal to 1. And this is the formula we wanted to get for the ellipse.